Whenever you are.
Welcome to the SID's View podcast. Oh, I didn't turn down my phone.
Oh,
Nice job, Sid.
every time you say that, I get excited.
Wow, that's what she said.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. So,
Hi, everybody.
That's what she said.
Nice.
I also have a subtler one if you want it.
Let's hear it.
Hey, that's what she said.
I'll do that one again.
Hey, that's what she said.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we did some new ones here.
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
Nobody on that one? Little Uncle Buck? No?
That's great.
You want to keep working here. Stay off the drugs.
Oh my god.
My dad's one. He'll really appreciate it.
Rob, did you watch Revenge of the Sith in the theater?
I did.
Cinema. It's great.
You guys go to the cinema?
God, the shot of them coming together with the lava, peak
You know,
cinematography.
I had
Oh
the
my
exact
god.
thought.
Oh my god.
Well, let's start the insanity.
He's been playing way too much.
Yeah.
Nothing like it, man.
You
Nothing
can
like
suck it.
So you guys went to the movie theater?
Yeah.
What is it? 2003? Who still does that?
Yeah.
A lot of people.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know, man. Like, it's always like, oh, I can see that streaming. I can see that streaming.
There's
But,
this-
like, where else are you gonna go and find
Plus,
a
like,
hundred other rabid
I
fans
can't
of
sit in
streaming?
my room and watch a movie because it's not stimulating enough. I have to be in the theater. 'Cause
True.
it's-
That's funny. That's funny.
No, it's true.
You making fun of my disorder now or what?
No, I love it. What's your disorder? You have a
ADHD,
disorder?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Everybody has a touch of that.
What are we talking about? No, they don't.
I think I do. I'm
Well-
almost certain I
You
do.
definitely do.
Yeah, no,
A touch?
suck it, Fro.
Wait, hey, I got it too.
Do you?
Yeah, we're batting over 50. At least, who's to say what?
I do like going to the movie theater, though, but it's just not
Damn.
often we do it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
We do go to the one in Mystic, and you can get booze there. I like that one.
Where,
Well,
in the
well-
Mystic Village?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you can have drinks there, and yeah.
Listen, they gotta do something to
Key
get
real
people to
estate.
go.
We went to a key real estate function there. It was free movies and booze.
Yours is?
Speak up. Oh yeah, just yell. Let me see. Hello.
Yell.
Oh, that sounds good.
I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. You want to say something else there, tough guy?
Okay, I'll just keep talking and talking and talking.
See what we got to do here.
Yeah,
This
just give
is-
it a little taste.
That's
What's
great.
it
You know,
on the show?
I haven't taken the air freshener off my window yet either.
Oh, the SpongeBob?
Nope.
I have a SpongeBob air freshener in my
No,
car.
I mean,
My car.
Oh yeah. My wife would probably want to put one of those hanging off the back of my pants.
Oh boy.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I don't know.
So sometimes I've been real good about it lately though.
Really?
Yeah, so I've definitely shut it down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Man Cave, the next edition of the SID's View podcast. Lots to go over. One long, windy, cold Spring Sizzler day in the books. Diego, what's going on, bro?
Listen, I don't care. I'm happy racing is back in Stafford because there's something to talk about. I'm looking forward to it tonight.
Yeah, we got our girl Reminator over here on the controls.
Am I going to be the one doing this?
Well, we can't have John McKennedy do it. He's still looking for those feathers at the end of the dart.
Yo! It's a beautiful Tuesday. I'm here with my boys. Let's do this.
All right, we got Johnny Argyle down in the bullpen. What's up, brother?
What up, everybody? Your man Rob's back at it again. I'm hearing words that my mic might be dead, but perhaps.
Yeah, what is going on with that over there? But we got our man Jacharias Pickstonian
Wow.
over at the news desk.
Wow,
What's
wow.
up, bro?
How we doing? We have the results from what Rob and the Stafford crew have now named the longest day in the history of spring. We got some other stuff from different tours. We're ready to go, man.
All right. Don't forget now, if you want to be part of the show, join the live chat. Got to go to youtube.com/SidsView/join. Become a podcast member and participate in our Who Won the Week segment at the end of the show, as well as get bonus content every Thursday. That's how we do it. And aren't we thrilled to have in the Seekonk Grand Prix hot seat with us our main man, Eric Berndt. What's up, buddy?
Thanks for having me.
Listen, a man of few words, but don't you worry about it. We're going to get him going soon enough. Diego, before I kick it over to you, I just want to let you know that once again, our good friends over at Monaco Ford are back with us doing the old scroll. Lots to review, a lot of top fives you'll be seeing at the bottom of the screen. So, went to the Sizzler.
Yeah.
Fortunate enough to be able to go up top. I was hanging out with my man Jack on the top of the tower, checking out the feature
How'd
action.
that go, Jack?
What? At the tower?
Yeah.
It was hell.
Cold.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it looked cold.
It was brutal.
Dude, there was at some points that I literally thought the wind was going to blow me over.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not, this ain't 23-year-old Sid. I'm packing some pounds.
Mm-hmm.
But the gusts were freaking ridiculous.
It was
brutal.
It was so brutal.
I felt bad
Oh
for these
my
guys
God.
filming, man, because I was tough just watching. And so I stuck it out for a while. I texted my wife and said, I think I'm going to make through the SK in the tour race, and then I'll probably be home.
Yeah.
I ended up leaving the last caution of the SK race. Listened to Flo on the way home, and I got home with about 30 laps to go in the Spring Sizzler and watched the rest here. Just a bummer that it was just a ridiculously long day, man. Just a really long day.
Well, the thing is, we were talking with Eric prior to the show, and it was like, it's like the icebreaker. You're committed to the season, but damn it, if you could just get a mulligan and say, I'll go home for the day.
Yeah.
And come back, and well, let's not count this one. Don't count it against the points. You might go home.
Right.
Right, because, you love racing, and you give Stafford a hell of a lot of credit for getting just a big event in on a one day, right?
Absolutely.
It's a lot. And then not to mention that there was a lot of wrecks and
my
a
God.
lot of cautions that were legitimately adding so much fuel to the fire. How was it for you up there?
I mean, it was like we'd be up there and they would crash, and I locked the camera and the tripod on the rack, and I just put my hands in my pockets, and I'm like, come on, like we just. It got to a point where I noticed like guys would wreck, and then like they would just immediately, once everything was cleaned up, they would just cross them over, because I was like, I could tell that we were just like, can we just get this over with?
I'm actually surprised I didn't hear more bitching from the keyboard warriors about how long they were pretty good.
It was
about
so
it.
funny because
Go ahead.
No.
Well, the other option is we just kill the rest of the features, and obviously people want to see those divisions.
Yeah.
You can only do so much about the amount of cautions. I feel like at a certain point, the weather, the rubber was not taking the track. If you look at the marbles on Flow, there were so many marbles out in the racing groove. But again, the other option was to just not have the Saturday stuff run, or run at a later date. So
it was so funny because after the Sizzler, like I said in my head, I'm like, watch how empty this place will get.
Yeah.
It was like that.
Yeah.
Like the checkered flew and people were out.
You got to give Stafford a lot of credit, though. They put the show in and they got it done. And the season has started for them. And it gives the podcast members here at Vault Productions something to talk about this week. We've been dying to talk racing.
Yeah.
I don't care whether it was the 10-hour. Like Eric said, he said, I went to go click on the replay. Right?
10 plus hours.
10 plus hours.
It was 10 hours?
Yes.
10 hours?
10 plus hours on Flow, but I don't really care because racing's back and it makes me happy. I was, my little JJ had a dance competition this weekend at Foxwoods, and so I was sure to charge my earbuds. So in between, I'm watching Flow.
Yeah.
Dance comes on, I pull the earplugs out, and I watch the dance. So I got to enjoy all of it, and I'm just happy racing's back.
I'm glad you enjoyed the show. So
and I was warm.
That's
You guys might have been cold, not me.
Damn, you gotta rub that in.
If the product was good, that's all that matters.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
listen, I love racing. I love watching. There's so many good cars at Stafford.
Yeah.
It's I'm sure you got news about it. It's a shame that I was disappointed in the Sizzler, probably like a lot of people were, that only 6 cars finished on the lead lap. I mean, it's 30 started, right?
Yeah. Right.
Damn. Like, what the hell happened?
yeah.
And I think at the end, some drivers were getting restless that usually don't get restless. You know what I mean? They were acting slightly out of character. It was late in a run. And we're probably not going to talk about it in the news. One guy that just keeps on impressing me is Anthony Narcella. He reminds me of a lot like you. Always sticks to what he's doing and never really messes with anybody. Really good, clean racer. And he's always there at the end.
When the time comes, there he is.
He always
He's driving as hard as ever.
He's always there, and he never gets out of the car and bitches about anybody or anything. And he's just fun to watch. He's just kind of under the radar a little, but if you were a betting man, you'd have to put some money on him for at least a podium at the end of a run.
Oh, he's gonna bang one off up there.
Oh.
Probably soon.
Oh, he's everywhere he goes now,
Yeah.
whether it's in his car or I forgot the other race.
17 Davini.
The Extreme Motorsports car. I mean, it's amazing
Yeah.
on how well those guys just really click and run together. So, he's one guy that stuck out on me only because it was the end of the run, and he just persevered through the whole night and just kept pitting and pitting and pitting.
Right. He wasn't good to start the race.
Right. So, his interview was great. So, anyways, I loved all of it. I'm happy to be back. And
I mean, a lot changed over that race. Like, the sun went down throughout the race. So
Yeah.
Your car was bad at the beginning, especially because of the cautions. Like, there's no guarantee that it was going to be the same.
do you think it changes a lot? What do you think, Eric? I mean, during the course of a run like that, I mean, I never felt like it changed. When I ran an SK, I guess it got a little freer at night at Waterford, but when you're in the midst of a middle of a run, I don't feel like it's the same thing. Like, when you watch Cup, they're like, well, turn 1 is real cloudy. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
that doesn't really happen, does it?
No, I don't feel we don't have what the Cup has. No.
Right.
But, I mean, they're naturally freeing up as the race is going on anyway.
Right.
So it's a matter of keeping their car under them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it becomes up to the driver and what he feels in the seat of his pants. Like, oh boy, I'm not hitting the gas that hard again.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but anyways, yeah. All in all, I was happy to be back. Happy to watch Stafford. I was happy to watch my boy Clemente take down.
Don't get me
the-
wrong. Like, I'm great.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be back. It just every hour it was like, God, can we just?
Oh, the cold is brutal.
Oh my God, especially like up top, because like we had a couple interns that were new on Sunday, and I was like, after the Sizzler, we had the limited one of the fender races.
Yep.
And I tell the intern, I'm like, here, you're gonna take over. So I go down into the broadcast booth that's just right under, and like
warm up.
I get warm, and then every step of the ladder I took to get up to the roof, it got colder and colder and colder. And I'm like,
Fro wouldn't know what that's about.
Yeah, exactly.
That's 3 races in a row. The icebreaker.
Yeah.
The icebreaker again.
Yeah.
Right. And then
double
Stafford.
breaker.
And then
Right.
and then the day after, it's fucking 70 degrees,
Right.
and I'm in shorts. I'm just like, what the hell?
Well, you can only hope that this weekend is not that bad.
That's
Yeah.
the goal.
All right, let's get into it. Jack's got the rundown. Let's get into the particulars here with this week's Belltown Motors weekly updates.
Okay, want to give a shout out again to Belltown Motors for the weekly update. Lovely people over there. So, like we were just talking about, Sizzler was this weekend. Steven Kopsick won after he got black flagged on lap 22. Worked his way from the front from the back to the front. Took the lead with only about 4 laps to go. Woody Pickett finished second, and Anthony Narcella finished third.
All right, Rem's got the clip of the Nacella took the lead, and then Kopsick got it back. So let's have a little look-see there. And
make a move. Woody Pitcat lurking there in third as they enter turn 4. Here's a challenge for the race lead down to the line. Anthony Nacella muscles his way into the bottom of the turn. Anthony Nacella by a bumper. Anthony
Felt like there was
Nacella
a
and
hi-ya
Steven
waiting to happen
Kopsick.
here.
Nacella takes over the lead. Anthony Nacella
I thought it was over
out
right
in
there.
front.
So did I.
I
Kopsick
thought
goes
it was
again.
over.
Here
Yep.
comes Pitcat.
Kopsick
Salamino.
did a great
And
job.
we are still Less than 5 laps to go. Anthony Nocella
You know
back
why
to
that
turn
one's so
number
good?
2. Here comes Steven Kopsick with a run on the bottom, trying to rebound here. Back to the inside. Bottom shot in turn 3. Kopsick to the inside. Nocella topside for the race lead. No question about it. He left the
that's some
door
good racing
open.
right there.
I wish it had played out under green.
If you listen to Narcella's, am I saying his last name right? Narcella, right? If you listen, Nocella. If you listen to his interview at the end of the night, he said, guys, we were, in his Massachusetts or whatever accent he has.
Yeah.
They were just a little too tight, right? But that's why he fired off so good.
Right.
He fired off so good and went right by Kopchak early in that run, mainly because, and
He was
this,
tight.
Eric, he was tight. He had 1 or 2 good laps. And when, Emma, I tell her all the time, Emma, when you're tight, you got 2 laps to drive your ass
That's why
off.
you want to see a green-white checkered.
Right, exactly. I got to say this, too, while we're on that race. Jake Johnson, boy, was nasty.
Yeah.
He had a car that was capable of winning. I know races are races, and every one of us that have raced have been on that end of the stick like he was. But I thought they came with a really good car and a good game plan there, and they were working their way back to the front. And it was really unfortunate for Silk. I hated to see that, especially since we picked them.
Yeah.
I'm like, where the hell's Silk? 24th. Damn, what the hell's going on with Silk?
There's no shot he's ever coming on the podcast now.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I felt
we
terrible.
buried him in the pick'ems. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, hold on real quick. We just wanted to give a shout out to Rem's got the clip here of the in the Concy with that crazy wreck with Corner and Brett Meserve.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so let's have a look-see right here.
His talent in focus. Oh, trouble now. Meserve.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, my friend.
Ryan Roby goes spinning. His front bumper is
Yeah.
Sunday, and minutes, possibly even seconds after they got to the fence, that occurred. So that was their greeting to Stafford.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hope you guys are locked in now.
Dude, I watched the replay of that wreck multiple times, and I know it's a racing deal, it's a concy, but somebody got in the back corner, it just got real ugly there. I swear, ever since those guys have moved up, it's just one thing after another after another.
He has a lot of bad luck.
Yeah, man, and I talk to Old Man Corner a lot, and those guys keep coming back. You
got to give him credit for that.
Yeah, man, they keep coming back, and I'm just waiting for a good run out of them. And speaking of a good run, what's his name put on a show for a while? Sammy Ramu.
Yeah.
For not being a Stafford guy, somebody that doesn't show up to Stafford regularly, to lead some laps and run up front, I thought it was pretty good of him too. I think they ran out of tires at the end, and but I mean, he deserves a plug because he was running up front, and the car is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I just want to give a heads up to everybody out there. We know we're fighting some audio issues, especially with Rob. We're trying to do the best we can there, but hopefully we'll get it fixed before the old popcorn stat
I have
chat.
to come have a little seat over there with you.
Yeah, come sit with me. I would love that. We could just keep on passing the mic over back and forth. Yes, let's do it.
All right. Go ahead, Jack.
So John Pulio won his 3rd career SK Mod race at Stafford. Paul Verrecchio dominated the late model race. Nick Hovey and Brian Sullivan won the SK Light Duels, meaning they will start on the pole in the 30-lap feature on Friday, May 9th.
I'll tell you what, Pulio, that was an impressive win.
Dude.
Because he was taking some Mikey Jr. was channeling his Uncle Ted there with the front bumper there for a while. And I definitely thought that Pulio didn't have the fastest car, but he was like battling for the lead throughout that race.
I think he's a good little driver.
He got back to like 7th at one point, and I was like, yeah, okay, well, it's over for him.
Those races.
He ended up winning. It was
I know a lot of people were bitching because he got turned and he went back to the front. I don't know if you've seen that, but a caution was called for something on the backstretch. And I 1,000% believe that because that can happen.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and I believe that. I mean, there's a lot of people that are chirping about it, and it is what it is, right? You can't take away from what JP did. I don't care that division, guys, I mean, you see Todd Owen coming, he looked like somebody new.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was back, and it was good to see. Same thing with Dylan Izzo. These guys had great runs, and then they're back in 12th, 3 laps later. Like, what the hell?
It's like nobody could lead more than 2 to 3 laps at a time.
Right. And I don't understand. Are the cars that competitive, you think? I mean, how does a guy, let's say Moeller, he's pressing Pulio.
Oh, for the lead.
For the lead, and 3 laps later, he's 12th.
Yeah, right.
Like, what is happening? What the hell is going on?
Right.
Yeah.
Like it almost does sting a little bit that there was so many cautions because, like, especially at the beginning when we were getting like those 5-lap chunks of racing, it was just phenomenal. It was just crossover nonstop.
Yeah, I don't know if there was not, the 2 grooves wasn't happening for anybody, but it's just amazing to me how such good cars can run to the front and then run to the back just as fast. And Moeller's a prime example, right back to the front. I mean, I guess you would know more than anybody, Eric, because you've been there.
Even Junior at one point was, I think, second on a restart and slipped up and fell back to maybe 6th or 7th, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And came back up through. So at one point, I thought he was almost done because it looked like he was falling off pace.
Right. It's amazing how they just keep coming back. Like, as a driver, you probably get discouraged. Like, shit, man, I'm all the way back to 6th place right now.
Right.
I was just pressing the leader.
Yeah. It almost looked like they just missed their line.
Right.
And they got some of the marbles on their tires and slid back a little bit.
But there was a lot of good names there. Like, listen, I thought Dylan Izzo was insane. Dude, he was very impressive.
Yeah.
He ran great. I thought Todd Owen ran great. Now, I look back at the lap times, and they were mediocre, but he drove his butt off, too. Like, he got to the lead. I'm like, it looked like he wouldn't go for a lap, and then he just turned the wick up. I think Todd Owen's program may be back up to snuff. I wouldn't be surprised to see him at Waterford back to his winning ways, too, because Thompson, he ran really well. Stafford, I don't know where he finished, but I thought he ran well. He showed glimpses of championship.
I mean, he was under the blanket for the lead. I don't remember his exact finishing position, but
Yeah.
he was in that battle. Like, when it was just a rotating door.
Yeah.
Guys, the front, he was there.
And Talmadge and all those guys continue to impress and run up front. I mean, that division, there are literally so many good cars. I mean, like, dude, if you don't spend the money, it's not only about spending the money, but also doing your homework.
The whole package.
You have to have the whole package if you go there.
Yep.
Don't show up there with half the package. You might as well stay home. And not only do you have to have a whole package, but you have to drive smart. You have to see who you're racing with and pick the right lanes. And
Absolutely.
you almost have to pick spots as you're racing and have you spotted or 5th ride.
Right.
5th ride.
Todd Owen finished 8th.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was up front at one point. Yeah. I mean, there's a point now where you have to put a strategy in place during the whole race with your spotter. It almost ends up like that because there's so many good cars now. There's nothing is given. I don't care what's going on. So I don't know. That's just my take on it. I love watching the SKs there.
It's a good show.
Isn't it a good show?
It's a good show.
Good show. So
I mean, looking at this list of finishers, pretty much anyone in the top 20 cars, I could say, had a chance to win that race.
I mean, and you got to think, right? So I picked Keith to win that race because I'm a Keith lover. He was fastest in practice. He wasn't even in the mix at the end because something broke. Could you imagine some of these guys that finished in the back? Di Matteo had a really off day. For one reason or another, Di Matteo's car was just I don't think I've ever seen him. And I pay attention to Corey. I watch him. I think he's a hell of a shoe. I picked him to win the championship up there. He just had a down-and-out day, and I'm sure, right, Eric? I mean...
Now the biggest thing of having that down-and-out day on the Sizzler is you're out of the handicap for the following week.
Oh, brutal.
So you got to dig yourself out of that hole.
That's brutal. I couldn't imagine doing that down there at Stafford. Like, everything has to work, but... I believe those guys, him, Rocco, those guys are heavy hitters there. You can't keep them down.
No.
I mean, when they're down, that's when you gotta bite.
Right.
Right? Anyways, it's such a great division and I love to watch it. And as if we're gonna keep chatting, I'm sure the SK Lights, you know, is it Brian Sullivan, right? Is that his name?
Yep.
Dude is nasty. And I told Hovey at work, if he's running a full season, you got to be good.
Yeah.
Because that boy will bring the best out of you. And of course, my boy Hovey took it down. My man. I love the dude. And I'll talk to him. I have to talk to him every day. Because he got a lot of like Sean Monahan in him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, just take it easy. Just take it easy, all right? Because you got a bad, fast car, and it ain't going to, just wait. You'll get him. You don't, you know, I said, you almost did it in the heat race. You got put to the rear with a really fast car for one spot. Don't do that again.
And remember, that was categorically a feature race. I mean, that paid full points, full purse.
What is that?
The duels.
For the duels.
Oh, so does my win count?
No.
Not for us, but for stats and points. I mean, he got 50 points.
Yeah, good for him.
He won a feature.
That's great, man. Yeah, listen, you know, I'm going to say those guys have a lot of momentum rolling off of speed weeks, and Nick is hungry to win. And he's feeling like he's good. He just, there's some drivers at times that you have to put the aggression in, right? And there's some drivers that you have to take the aggression out, right? And it's all part of learning as a driver, and it's learning to become a champ, right? Because you need to have the best of both to become a champ. So, if anything comes of this, I hope that happens for my buddy Nick. And I don't mean to go on about him, but he's got that potential in him as one of the young hot shoes coming up in the divisions.
Absolutely.
So, Mr. Matt Clemente won his 20th career limited late model feature.
I wanted a shout out. I'm like, yo, man, you should get out and say, I want to thank my boy Diego for picking me.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Listen, he won the race. I'm intensely watching it. I see like Lavoie coming back.
Yeah.
First, I was a little worried about the 14
Cormier.
He's a tough customer.
Yeah.
And he was pressing. And then he fell off.
Yeah, Matt clearly had the fastest car.
Yeah, and then Cormier started coming back again. I'm like, oh boy, don't give me any
What's
cautions.
up with Matt Clement in the blue car? Like, that threw me off.
Well, it's the USNE power.
It's clean, dude.
It's clean, but I'm like, that just...
I mean, no, dude, listen, somebody gave you money, you paint it pink.
Oh, absolutely. But like, I was like, yeah, he's got the black, red, and gold. Like,
The suit, you see him get out in the suit, had the big logos. He was looking part of his hair when he got out, dude. His
yeah, I didn't know that price. Like, oh, pink, purple, whatever the hell.
Those are nice colors.
All right.
Tiger print.
So Brett Ouellette captured his first checkered flag at Stafford since July 22nd, 2022.
Hold on. I just want to make sure that we said Bert and not Brett.
It's Bert.
I said Bert.
Okay.
Bert.
My bad. Can carry on.
You say my B.
No, that's what Remy says.
My B.
My thing.
My fault.
Good ass feature.
Yeah, street stock feature, race of the night, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that completely.
So just say it again. Bert Ouellette captured his first checkered flag at Stafford since July 22nd of 2022 in the race of the night, the street stock feature. That's an opinion.
Did anybody watch the race?
You got to love his interviews.
I was going to ask you. He's like this. He's like this for a minute, and he's like, oh, yes.
No, he got so serious.
His interviews are like he's on a talk show where he's sitting on the couch, like he's just ready to settle in.
Dude, he just goes
and talk some
on
stories.
and on. I'm like, dude, just get
What
out
was
of it.
his little celebration when he first got out? I was like, we need to put that on the replay.
Oh, dude, it's so funny because he's
So happy.
excited, so
Yeah.
happy.
Right.
And then you put the mic and it's like, oh, this is great.
All
Yeah,
right.
that was going to be one of my questions. Did you guys watch the interview? It's awesome.
That's actually one of my wife's favorite Strictly drivers.
But Bert, I love it,
Yeah.
dude. Oh, it's great.
Yep.
All right, so Danny Knoll Jr. was hospitalized after sustaining a broken tailbone in a crash during the last chance qualifier for the Spring Sizzler. He had surgery done and remained in the hospital until Monday.
What did he break?
His tailbone. He a broken coccyx. That's the bone in your asshole.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've fallen and bruised, I think, my tailbone before. And I mean, I'm talking sitting down hurts. It is one of the most painful.
That just made me squirm just thinking about it. Like,
Dude.
yeah.
I remember I bruised my tailbone, and one of my buddies said, "Hey, Diego, can you help me do this?" And I was pulling something, and the handle came out, and I went all weight right on my tailbone after it was already bruised. Dude, I couldn't. My wife's like, "You all right?" I'm like, I couldn't even walk. I couldn't even sit in the car.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how painful it is. And I did notice the ROC World, they put out a post, man. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody was concerned about him. I don't know him personally, but after reading all the posts, man, I was even feeling worse for him. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Best wishes from us. Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
It was scary, man. I was on the broadcast, and like I've never seen anybody get the kind of treatment that he got. So
Yeah.
it was definitely scary. But yeah, prayers go out to him. So in the Cars Tour, Luke Baldwin captured his first pro late model win in Orange County. Brody Monahan finished 8th, driving the Walker Motorsports number 54.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys watch the race? Did you guys tune in to watch that at all?
Did not.
What day was that?
That was Saturday night. Saturday night.
There's some talent in that Cars Tour.
Dude, all the way through from the late model stocks. That was a brand new Fury car that Luke Baldwin was in for Rick Ware Racing.
Yeah.
And actually, Rick Ware showed up because I've seen Rick Ware's son. You know what? Rick Ware's son goes to the races, and this is so. He got arrested, right, a couple months ago. For some domestic stuff. So, it's really weird because everybody seems to be clean cut, or these young kids, and then you see Cody Ware, right? And I didn't know the guy. Seems and Brody sat next to him during autograph sessions up at Cordell, and he says to me, "Man, is that kid well spoken?" Like, you could tell he went to some Dale Carnegie speaking classes. His dad probably, but he's got like teardrop tattoos off of his eyes, tattoos above his eyebrows, and it's just like, it's not the typical looking race car driver. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but when I seen him, I'm like, usually
That's a fair statement.
But usually they're clean cut. Most of the time they're 12 or 13-year-olds.
Right.
Right. But the talent was great. Luke Baldwin's race with Tyler Reif for the lead. That race went on, man. It was like, for me, a must see. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it was just a great race.
Now, who ended up finishing second that race? Jade?
Yeah.
Was it?
Jade is on, dude.
She's badass. Yeah.
Dude, I said to Brody, she caused the wreck on the backstretch. Reif was in the fence. Somebody else wrecked. She gets there and literally wastes zero time. Like, if you're not giving her a lane, the next corner she's rooting you up. She's not wrecking you, but she caused a wreck because she gets you so sideways that they just start collecting and out of control. She wastes no time. 2 races this year, 1-2 on the Cars Tour.
That's unreal.
That's unreal, right?
I seen her at Speed Weeks. It was impressive.
And very impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive. So,
all right. In the ACT Tour, so the Pine Street State 125 at Oxford Plains was rained out and rescheduled for October 18th during past 400 weekend. The Stearns and Daughters 150 at Oxford Plains was rained out as well and is rescheduled for this Sunday. In the Granite State Pro Stock Series, the Road to the Gamble 125 at Lee USA Speedway was rained out as well. No makeup day was announced. Switching gears to Cup, so Ryan Priest finished second on the track by only 0.022 seconds behind Austin Cendric in Talladega, but was later disqualified along with Joey Logano after officials found technical violations in the rear spoiler in their post-race inspections.
I got to tell you, it would have been cool if Ryan was able to pull off the win.
Yeah.
Because Ron Bouchard's career win was at Talladega in the spring race.
yeah.
Yep.
It was exciting to watch. And all that stuff makes a difference. I don't care what anybody says. Those guys are manipulating the rules, not just them. Every one of those cars at super speedway level. I mean, there's guys there that show up that have templates in their garage, and they showed up to Talladega and they got to cut fenders off. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have templates at home.
Well, it's all the aero game. I mean, there's been so many strange. Like, they're looking at everything. I mean, remember a few years ago they would like take rivets out of the windshield, so the windshield would warp and you get more downforce. Like, they are looking at every tiny aspect of that. It's all aero.
I don't care. I mean, listen, I know that he had gotten DQ'd, but to me, it's slightly disappointing, but I'm not disappointed in Ryan Preece at all. He was, I think the lap cars may have helped Austin Centric a little bit, right? Because there was lap cars in front of him.
Yeah, and it didn't give Larson the shot to do 3 wide.
Right. And so it really hampered his chances of winning the race. But listen, it's going to show that I didn't get a chance to watch his post-race interview, but I think he gave a shout out to the modified guys up north, or he said something about it. And he's showing up. He's one of the only cars from RFK showing up almost every week right now.
Right.
Right. He's running up front. He's qualifying up front every week.
He's the only one.
And
did you see the finishing position? It was like 26th, 28th, and second. I mean, DQ.
But even his qualifying efforts are on point. The team's effort, it's like they're just gelling and everybody likes each other. You can have a team that everybody's stabbing each other in the back. It's hard to run good, Eric.
Yep.
You know that, right?
Absolutely. It's all chemistry.
That's right. And now these guys, I'm the dork that listens to him on the NASCAR. We've talked about that. Yeah. And his spotter, Brandon Wilkerson's from here. So there's some chemistry there. The crew chief, they're always talking and chattering. It's just working.
Yep.
It's working right now for those guys, and it's great to see as a New England fan.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So you have 2 days left to get your nominations in for the New England Auto Racer Hall of Fame. They are due by May the 1st. You can visit newenglandautoracers.com to access the form, as well as additional info. Again, thank you to Belton Motors for the weekly update. That's all I got.
All right. Well done, as always, my friend.
Sid, real quick, who is the nominees?
Well, that's what is going to be decided.
Okay.
Basically, it's open to the public now. You can nominate anybody as long as they're 60 years old or retired for 5 years or they've passed away. Yeah.
Okay.
So, 2 more days to get those in. And Reminator, it is time for another glorious edition of the massively popular Waddell Communications Nostalgia Nugget. Suck it. All right, let's boogie down here with a little Speedbowl Blast Off. Not trivia, but this is a nice little story from 1985. So the 1985 season started, and that was when the Roots took over. Dick Williams had ran the track the last 4 years, and his Coastal Racing League had stepped away from the track operations, and it was rather abrupt, so there was no championship banquet hosted by either Williams or the Root family after they came in. When opening day came around, Blast Off 85, the 1983 Superstock champion Art Moran Jr. and his father Art Sr. presented the 1984 Superstock champ CJ Fry and his car owner Flash Gordon Rogers with trophies that they had made for them so that they would have something to honor their 1984 championship. What is cool is after such a great sportsmanship type of gesture, Art Jr. went out and won the Superstock race that day. And I actually have, let's throw this up here, I'll show you a little picture of that's the crew right there. So that's Art Jr. and CJ Fry.
Is that Jay Stewart?
And no,
Oh, no, it's Flash.
Left to right, that's Art Jr., CJ Fry, Flash, and Art Sr. Yep, and so that's the trophies that they had made for him. Yeah, pretty cool gesture, right?
Legends right there, dude.
Yeah, all legendary.
Dude, Flash.
All legendary peeps. In the,
CJ Fry was bad to the bone.
Yeah, he was.
And Artie Moran Jr., beautifulest race cars I've ever seen.
Yeah, he always had good stuff.
Woo, lots of chrome.
Yes, indeed. You're funny. All right, we did a little musical chair, so hopefully you can hear him a little bit better, but it's time to go back over to the news desk now with our man Johnny Argyle for this week's Popcorn Stat Shot.
really odd.
Yeah, look at you.
Oh, you look good, though.
I do. I mean, that's just normal, but
Listen, I'm being told. Okay, listen. I'm being told it's the first time you can hear my voice all night.
Yeah.
You know, might be a little tired. Very long weekend over at Stafford, but
okay.
Still got a couple questions for you on the Who's Your Tiree stat
It
chat.
still seems like you might be a little bit soft. I don't know what's going on with you over there.
I don't know.
You're such a loudmouth. It's odd that we would have these problems with you. But
I mean, I can try yelling.
Oh, they hear you, buddy.
yeah,
They hear
you're
you.
good. Go ahead, bro.
All right.
Okay.
So, let me start off with the first one, which a lot of you might have been thinking about after seeing the street stock race. Should short tracks mandate minimum speed for all divisions?
Yes.
They kind of do, don't they?
Well,
I think I saw our man Kenny in the chat say that he was told he's got to
yeah.
keep up the
So-
speed. Yeah,
Kenny has made his debut. He was dying for my shout out.
yeah.
And I'm happy to give it to him because he's a good guy, man. He's a diehard racer. And he lived out his dream this past weekend.
Right.
Right? He got a chance to run a street stock at Stafford. Right? So, but there becomes a point where, like, you have to, A, get out of the groove. Or because at one point, I don't know if it was Kenny or somebody else, but the leaders were coming, man, and it got dicey into one. It was like the spreading, it was just, oh my
Right.
God,
So-
how did that just happen?
Remy's on it. She's got that clip.
Oh, let's see it.
Yeah.
Is this Kenny? Let's see.
I don't think this is Kenny.
I don't think it was.
Nope.
Release it up to the top 8 now. Trouble with one of the lap cars over in turn 3, and Warren goes around and gets clipped against the outside wall.
Yeah,
Bill
it's rough.
Cody in the 69
And that was
is
not the
also
only time
involved,
that
along
happened.
with Sean
that
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
And caution.
Now, I there has to be, in my opinion, some sort of like mandated place that you're sort of supposed to go.
How do
in
you
that
how do
case.
you police that? I mean, what somebody's put? I just look at the transponder speed.
Right.
Is that correct? I mean, what do you think? You think, Eric?
Absolutely, it has
Yeah.
to be mandated because I mean that's not the fastest division there, but you take the fastest division there,
Yep.
and you got someone out there maybe for their first time.
Right.
Now you got the two leaders coming, and he or she doesn't know which way to go.
100%.
Right. Right.
You got a big wreck.
You seen that at Waterford last year?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Right.
Right. I mean, this is to the point.
Multiple
100%.
times. Yeah.
Right.
Multiple times
Yeah.
last year at Waterford
Right.
in the SKs.
How do you handle it? Do you just tell them to get off the track? Is that what you do?
It's got to be discussed prior to the racing starting, obviously. Like, it should be like, if the leaders are coming up on you and they're battling, like, this is the groove you're supposed to go to. Like, this is the groove.
Right.
They almost have to do it. Because, yes, I mean, in this case with the street stocks, especially when, you know, the leaders split the lap car, it was somewhat entertaining. But I do fear that eventually it's going to cause a major accident. Someone's going to get hurt. I think you got to do something about it now.
Dude, it was so close last
Right.
year at the Speedbowl.
Right.
You know, I think it's one of those things that you never really think about until
Yep.
it happens.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like you just never think about it.
Right.
But it seems to be happening more and more lately. Like maybe Eric should have a talk with the new race director and say, hey, listen, maybe we should have a chat about this because, you know, it could potentially cost somebody a hell of a lot of money.
Right.
Not only the money to fix your car, but the money to win the race.
Right.
Well, it cost Timmy and Andrew last year
Yep.
Yeah.
both a shot at winning that one
Yep.
race.
Yep.
Right. And never mind how much it'd affect their points at the end of the year.
Absolutely.
Right. The one race. Because it was getting down to the wire there.
Oh,
really was.
Of course.
Right.
And
So
Timmy didn't come back the following week, I don't
he
think.
was pissed,
No.
I think.
Right.
Well,
Understandably.
going into
Right.
that race before that happened, I think like all five of you were in like within
Within-
like 13 points or something.
It might have
crazy.
been even tighter than that.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Right.
at that point, I think Timmy and Andrew were within probably 6
Yeah.
of the lead.
Yeah.
That actually had big implications. Yeah.
huge.
Yep.
It's either that, like literally, like Keeter's on here, like the slower guys have to know that you just have to get to the way bottom,
Right.
right? And let
right.
if you can't do that, then you can't be on the track.
No.
Like our man Rich just said, Keeter's in there. He
That's
has
what
no
I'm
idea.
saying.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not, but you know, you have to be able to, because a lot of times during like his division, there's the two-way radio is between him and his spotter.
Right.
If the spotter doesn't say anything to you, Eric can't hear race control. His spotter may
Right.
be able to hear race control, but you know, so how do you know who's hearing what? You know, until it's too late. That's a great point. I don't know how to handle it. I mean, I think the race directors at each individual tracks have to handle that situation.
And they can set their
Absolutely.
own rules. I just think the rule, needs to be made clear. Not that, because I don't know if it was made clear in this case, but at least in this instance, it wasn't fault. And obviously at the bowl, we had a huge problem with it last year.
Right.
But this race was just the tip of the iceberg.
Good job, Fromm.
Shouldn't it go
Thank you.
back?
Thank you.
Shouldn't it go back to something in like at practice level? Like if you're not maintaining a speed at
Absolutely.
practice, then you shouldn't even.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you get it early in the day. It shouldn't be because
if-
this person's been 2 seconds slower all day, and then at the feature you're gonna penalize them.
I mean, and you should be your best during the sun.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Right.
before feature time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's such, people, you want cars, right? You want cars because I almost feel like racing is a dying sport, right? And there's a few of us that just are diehards, but there's too many things for young people to do today that they're not hanging out at the tracks.
Right.
Like we were.
No,
like,
You're either brought up in it now,
yes.
or you don't even
Right.
care about it.
No,
That's
and-
right.
And I'm not saying send them home. Like, I'm not here to criticize any of the programs,
Yes.
rent a race car, whatever. I'm just saying, like, it's got to be just a part of the meeting. Like, remember, if you're getting lapped, like, you have to do this, or maybe throw the black flag on them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be enforced.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't have that happening every week.
I am 1,000% agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agree.
For sure.
Alrighty, and I got one more for you.
Okay, this would be good.
So we ran the SK Light duels, right, qualifying for their extended distance event on May 9th. And after seeing those duels, do you think that splitting up the SK Light field could be conducive to a better event on the weekly basis?
I don't know, man. How do you not? Like, I'm going to say this: the duels were great.
Right.
I thought Hovey had the much easier duel.
That's what I'm saying. I wanted to see Hubby versus Brian
Well,
Sullivan.
you want to see that, and
Right.
Brian Sullivan's, he had some heavy hitters,
Right.
and and I'm not. That's not to discredit what Nick has done.
Yep.
Nick, and Sullivan are going to be a great show, but how do you not put all those fast cars together? That's like telling Eric and Jordan, you guys, and Flannery, you guys are all running separate races. I
Right.
mean, who wants
Well,
to
they
watch
could
that?
they could be two races, but instead of like the dual format, it would be like you only start 24 in the feature, and
Right.
then the other 17 run a B main.
And,
Like-
and
Okay,
that's
so
what I was
that's
going to follow it up.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Stafford had that. The Coors Light 21 means
Yeah,
21
means
back in the
21.
day.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And again, I mean, when these SK Light races, everyone always complains, oh, like the SK Lights, they go on and on and on with the wrecks. I'm like, they're always kind of happening in the back half of the field.
Well, I think you could correct me if I'm wrong here. The 21 means 21 race. I remember my brother had run that. He had beat Bob Potter to get in. The one race we ran there for the Sizzler one season. But that was pretty much a non-qualifiers race, right? And only
Yeah.
one or two guys had got into the show. Is that
I
correct?
think it was the top two.
The top two had got in. And I remember that race, there was like 16 cars,
Yeah.
There were
right?
there was 50 to 60 SKs on
It's
a
the
weekly
same-
basis.
Almost the same problem that the SK
Right.
Lights are having right now. I mean, what
Right.
do they do? The Roots are going to have a problem. I mean, they have 40 show up now just about.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you do when 45 show up?
Right?
Yeah.
Which
You
could
start
very well happen.
45?
No,
You got to go Conti at that point. There's no
Right.
way they're
Just
running
the,
45.
just the fact that we are talking about a short track that could potentially have that problem
it's
is
serious.
pretty impressive.
Right.
what's
dude.
what's more impressive about that is it's an SK Light
Yeah, right.
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 because it's a modified, just with a different shock package and a different engine package.
Right.
It still costs the same
Right.
when you wreck.
It's not
Right.
like they're running like 40 X cars, something like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, this is very impressive.
Listen, dude, we showed up for practice there, and there was 33 at practice.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. I mean, like, I'll just try to get you in a free spot. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to have to, I mean, it's got to be, I have to think right now that the Roots, it's a great problem to have.
Oh, definitely.
Right? But they have to be in the background. It's got to be part of the lunchtime discussion at some point. Like, hey, what do you guys think we should do if there's 45 that show up or 43?
Right.
Do we start all 43 or what are we going to do here?
Right.
Right? I mean, some guys are going to get pissed off because they're not running in the A main.
Well,
right?
Right.
I tell you what, it puts a whole new thing to heat races for those guys.
Yeah, but why would they be like it's
Well, everybody wants to run the A main.
okay, so bring your best car and
That's
race
what
to
I'm
get
s-
into it.
Yeah.
I mean, welcome to how racing used to be 30 years ago.
That's
You
right.
just
Absolutely.
show
Yeah, no,
up.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, but that's what I'm saying. It becomes a dog world in the heat races now.
So okay, so let me ask you this: if you're gonna do consies, right, and you're gonna run an A and a B main, how is points and purse gonna work for the B main? Like, would it just be if because the SK Light to win it pays 50, right, and they go down from there. It's like if they cap it at 25, would the win for the B main pay 25?
You would almost have to adapt the Wild Thing carts A, B, and C junior or Tiger sprints.
Right.
That would be the way.
I'm almost sure. I'm almost sure that Stafford could get a sponsor for like it was the Coors Light 21 means 21.
Yep.
It wouldn't be that difficult for them to pick up some sort of sponsor probably for that. I mean, if they ever chose to do that. I don't think, and then to pay those guys maybe a little bit, and or don't take the money and start
I think it was the Tri-Track used to years ago.
Toll money.
Well, they would. I thought that they did a consi, and then if the consi paid $500, you could either take the $500 like a trophy and go home, or you still get the trophy, but you could start the race, and then wherever you finish, and that features what your purse is.
I don't know what the purse is. Do you guys have any idea? Is it like $600, $700?
I don't know the weekly purse.
But I'm not sure. I mean, it would probably have to be like 200 or 300.
Yeah.
Right. Either take the 300, or start the race.
Right.
And then it'd be a great way to disperse the 300 through the field.
So so if you cap it at, even on the point side, like if you cap it at 24, right, for the A main. Like, is winner of the consi getting 25th place points? Like, would that be a fair reward? You'd say
absolutely, yeah.
Right, because my fear would be they would give a little points boost to the guy who won the consi, and then you invite games where people are sandbagging in the heats to intentionally get into the consi so they can have a walk-off win. I don't know, but think about it. I mean, if you did set up the points that way, someone may get desperate enough to try that.
So if they do that, let's just hypothetically say they did that, right? This is all hypothetical.
Okay.
How many cars start a feature then?
I would say you probably cap it at 28.
No, they're running 37 now, right?
Well, what are you going to do? Have a 6-car consi?
I mean, we're talking if 43 cars show up, right? So maybe you start 30, right? It's a big track, right? So you have a 13-car, 14-car B main.
I would even cap it at 24. I don't think that the racing product that you see on TV and really are paying attention to in the stands would change too much if you capped the field at 24. Besides there being less wrecks.
Dude, it'd be great to watch a consi though. Could you imagine?
I'd be
somebody
so
like
for it.
Anglaise had to start 8th.
Yeah.
Right, with 2 other good cars in there. Woo!
Well, remember we were
It'd be like watching a tri-track heat race.
Right.
I remember like when we were kids and Rondo, who was on the top of the world of everything late model, numerous times in the year would have to go through the consi to get into the feature.
Yeah.
Right.
And like you said, that'd be great to see some of the heavy hitters have to do that.
Dude, I remember at the Speedbowl, I was second in points in the streeter my rookie year.
Yeah.
This was late in the season. And I got turned in the heat race. I finished last. I had to start like 14th. And they took the top 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And I'm second in points, out by like 4.
Right.
You want to talk about holy shit moment.
Right.
It's like get on the horse and drive for 10 laps to pass 10 cars.
Right.
But it makes it really interesting it puts a lot of excitement into those races. You just hope guys don't go in there and act like a bunch of animals.
Well, especially like in a heat race.
Right.
Because when they had that 21 means 21 race, the heat races were 18 cars deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Oh,
That's brutal.
if you made it through the heat race, you just won the feature.
Right.
That's all. You were happy you made it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brutal. I miss them days, man.
Yeah, I almost like that better than the consi just paying like 25th place points and that's it. Like, what if you do 24 and top 4 get in? Like, people are gonna be dogging to get in because they want to race the feature, and then you're in the points, then you're in the purse.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of hypotheticals here, but
anything's better than sending people home.
What a problem to have for the Root family.
Right. It's better than them saying how we're going to put on a feature.
America today.
Right.
Yeah, great job. Great questions, Fro.
Thank you.
Always killing it, bro.
Yep. Do I have to relieve my seat now? Back to Zacharias?
That's it? You just got, that's it?
Yeah, I got the 2.
All right.
That's good. They're good ones, though.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
All right.
I figured that last one would run long, you know?
All right then, sir. Listen, happy for you. Let's go over to the old Mid-State Site Development. Now, listen, they had a tough week at the track, but that doesn't mean that they don't want another Did You Know? So let's get All right, so Diego, there has been 8 previous modified racing series events at the Waterford Speedbowl as part of Blast Off, going back to 2010. And did you know that there has never been a repeat winner? Doug Colby 2010, Chris Pastriak 2011, John McKennedy, a very popular name this week, a 2012 winner, Steve Massey 2013, your boy Keith Rocco 2014, Anthony Nacella 2017, Rowan Pennick 2018, and last year's winner Matt Swanson. Worth noting that while no drivers duplicated it, the last 2 winners, Pennick and Matt Swanson, both drove Gary Casella's number 25 car. So this, did you know, does not apply to car owners. All right, that's your little trivia nugget of the day. Diego could not be happier to settle in for another edition of
All right, we got to thank Ed Marcel, Firewood and Land Clearing for this segment of Viewer Mail.
See, this is good. I'm across the room from Diego now.
Oh, you like this?
Oh, I do.
Okay, here we go. You guys ready for the first one?
always.
Okay, here we go. This is from my friend Peter.
All
Friend Peter sent this one in. I appreciate it. You guys send them in, please.
Hi, Peter.
Hi, Peter. Okay,
Hey, Peter.
Here's the question. As your podcast gets more popular, do you guys think that what you guys say or discuss will be influential in what some tracks do on their weekly programs or facilities? Or maybe influence race fans to go or not to go to a track from what is being said on the show? And a little side note, I want to read this one. It says, I love the podcast, but I just was wondering everybody's thoughts.
I mean, that's kind of the, I guess, ultimate hope with it, right? Like, I'll gladly sit here and rant about racing on, but if ultimately our influence ends up pushing a change along down the road, that'd be great too.
I don't know. Do we want to be that important?
Oh yeah, you do.
I'm with Diego.
No,
I mean,
but
you do, but I think we pretty much are the voice for like we're voices for racers.
well, the funny thing that you read that question this week is that I saw Ernie LaRose in the pits on Sunday, and he let me know that Stafford has added Travis Hydar's street stock win from the Cletus show to their career wins list.
As it should have been.
And we did pretty much, we ranted pretty good about that. So, yeah, I mean, listen, that'd be great. You know, I think it would depend on the subject. It's not really like I don't really come down here to, you know, say, oh, how are we going to change the game in racing
100%.
today? I'm really just more into having a good time. But when it's something like that, I mean, I was, you know, I am a statistician, historian kind of thing, so that was in my wheelhouse, and I did feel strongly about that. And it's nice to hear that Stafford changed it, whether it's because we ranted on the podcast, who knows? But yeah, it would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I couldn't agree with you guys more because not too many people, whether it's the Roots or Bruce Beamer, get to really talk to them personally. Right? So if we have a discussion here, what we discuss is what we see. Right? We see it. I mean, I don't really know any of these people really, and we're just discussing on what we see with our own eyes. And it may open up somebody else's eyes, be like, damn, maybe we should relook at what's happening because these guys are talking about it.
Right. No, 100%. I mean, like when we started this, it was just like going to be our show, and that was it. We didn't have like huge aspirations, but I mean, if ultimately what we talk about ends up making a change for the better in racing, which is obviously going through a huge transitionary period, like I'm never going to complain about that.
Yeah, that's great. It's great. I hope we do make a small difference, especially for the racer side of thing and the track promoters, because I definitely don't want to make people not want to go to the race? Because that was part of the questions. You know, I'm always, I hope, I try to support when I can. I don't go to Stafford because it's kind of a ride for me and I have a lot of things going on outside of life, but I religiously watch Flow, and I would do whatever I could to help any of these facilities, especially if that meant putting butts in seats.
Right.
I'm all for it.
Right.
Let's do it. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Studio's falling apart behind
I don't
us.
know what
It's
the
all
hell.
good.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys good with that?
Yeah.
We got another one. Are you ready? This is from my friend Rich, who is always hot
Oh yeah.
in the live chat. And I love this guy. He's a good dude. 2 questions he's got, and we're gonna ask him right now.
Sure.
What gains an inexperienced driver more respect amongst their competitors? Taking a front row starting spot in either the heat or the feature and racing it out, or when seeing their schedule to start up front and they opt to drop to the rear? This
Oh, that's a
would
fantastic
be
question.
a great question for our hot seat.
I
guest.
agree completely.
Been in this situation. When I first started, I opted to start in the rear at both Stafford and Waterford until I gained respect from everybody and didn't wreck the race car.
Right.
So I spent most of my first year learning to pass cars, not learning going backwards.
Right. You don't learn anything going back.
No, you end up in an accident that you shouldn't be in, and now you got some pissed off people at you.
Right.
Yeah, I don't see how there's anything to gain from starting
No.
up front. I mean, obviously, you know, like when you want to do well when you're
Right.
coming out on the scene for the first time, you want to do well, but nothing's going to get, you know, lesser respect for you than crashing the whole field in your first year.
Right. And as a veteran competitor, if I see a youngster start from the rear and work his way by me, it's like, all right. This kid's got it.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you then, Eric. If you see a youngster starting up front that you know is sketchy or is not up to par yet, do you take it upon yourself to maybe walk over and talk to him, or are you not that guy? I mean, because you've been in the division a long time. I mean, I know you just came back to the Speedbowl a couple years ago, but you've been well respected no matter where you race. Is that something that you would do, or would you just keep your fingers crossed that you don't get caught up in his stuff or her stuff?
I wouldn't personally, right off the rip, go talk to him.
Yeah.
That's kind of not my thing.
Yep.
But if they came to me and said, "Hey, you know, I want to ask you a question. What do you think about this?" I would honestly tell them.
Yeah.
Obviously, start in the rear.
Right.
You're better off learning coming from the rear than you are with a wrecked race car.
For sure.
And 90% of the time, what do you end up seeing?
Yeah.
A wrecked race car.
A wrecked race car. That costs somebody a lot of money.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, that's a great question, man. Second part of this question from my man, Mr. Keeter. How many cars is too many cars for a heat race? And this is from a competitor standpoint and from a fan's standpoint. I mean, I wish this was a problem. I mean, Stafford, we just discussed this with the SK lights, and that could be a potential problem. Is there too many cars for a heat race? I mean, I think the tri-track at times has to deal with this situation, right? The Speedbowl, when there's 50 cars show up for a tri-track race, how many, and you're part of that.
There's a factor, though. How many laps is the heat race? You know,
Right.
and how many are they taking?
If there's 10 laps or 15 laps.
10 to 12 cars.
Is the tri-track, what is that usually? Is that, you guys know, Sid, is that 10-lap heat races? Do you guys know the tri-track?
I think at Waterford it might be 12.
I was just
12?
going to say, I think it's 12.
Yeah.
12, right? So is there too many, or do they have to have 3 more heat races? You know what I mean?
More heat race. I mean, 12 laps at Waterford, 12 cars, I would say.
Right.
You know,
Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. Because then what happens, if you put 18, you end up with 12 and 4 going off on the hook.
Absolutely.
That's way too many. That's
Right.
way too
Absolutely.
many.
But that potentially is what's going to happen.
Right.
You're going to have nothing but race cars because you're going to have the one Diego try to make up 3 spots in one lap.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
18 cars for a heat race at Waterford. That's
No,
exorbitant.
but I mean, that's a little.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
That's
a
out
little over
there.
the top. But,
Right.
but when Waterford has 48 or 50 cars show up, right? I mean, I guess they have 4 heat races for those. But man, you're starting to talk about a lot of cars.
Yeah.
For
I mean,
not a lot of qualifying
Right.
spots.
Tri-track's usually pretty good, though, about
Yep.
spreading their heat races out.
Yeah,
yes.
I think I've even seen 5, sometimes 5 heat races if
yeah,
need be.
Good for them.
Yeah.
They always seem to adapt well and put on a good product. That's why. All right, Keeter, I appreciate that one. We got one more.
Yeah, okay.
This is from Jake Sylvia. Do you know who that is?
It definitely rings a bell.
Yeah, his father. He runs the 116 up at Seekonk. You know the one high and fly on the outside. You love watching them. And Sid, this one's more for you. Maybe you can answer this for all the Sid View fans.
All right.
When will Sid's View crew be at the bowl this year? Every race I ran at Waterford, whether it was in a legend or the street stock, it doesn't line up with your schedule. And I'd love to make it out to the bowl with a car on one of those nights. Now, that is great that somebody wants to race there.
For sure.
Yeah, talk about making a change.
Seriously.
There you go.
Hell yeah, man. Good job, Sydney.
Well, we are doing Sid's View on 4 different occasions this year. Now, we're going to have a single camera there shooting all the other weeks. But we're doing Sid's View on Blast Off Sunday. On May 31st, that's for a truck 50 lapper. And then we have the Monaco race in August. And then we have finale Sunday in October. And the legend cars are running Blast Off and finale.
Okay.
When we're shooting Sid's View. So,
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Making a difference. Well, I just want to thank Ed Marcel, Firewood and Land Clearing once again for this segment. And get your mail in. Sid's View Podcast at gmail.com. Right, Sid?
You mean something like that?
That's
right
it.
There? Yeah.
Send them
there
in.
There it is.
No, I enjoy the questions. I read them during the week. And I look forward to these. And tonight's were good questions. Eric in the house, they were great questions. So keep it up. Send them in.
All right, then. Very good, sir. Well, it's that time. Another popular segment. Let's get it raring to go. Oh,
Put it up.
what a
It's like a
disaster.
tease, dude.
What a disaster.
Dude, it's such a tease. I'm like, did I win one last week?
Here's what happened. There's the scoreboard. My apologies.
I'm on the board. Let's go.
So,
I'm up there, baby.
So the act race, the pass race, and the SK Light 30 lapper at Stafford all got postponed. So those are all a push. Everybody got one right except for me, which means I go first. And I just realized that, and that's why I screwed up the graphic, because I was like, I got to finish my picks here real quick.
Wouldn't you go last?
I'm tied up for the lead.
No, we did this last.
Loser. Loser goes last.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You
Come on.
guys really whammied Silk, though.
Yeah, we
Dude.
did. We destroyed it.
Everybody picked
Wow.
Silk.
No,
crushed
I
it.
truly
That's
feel
like a
like
push.
we almost willed that mechanical issue into existence.
I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, very sad for Rob,
That's
but
like
it
a
happens.
push.
It's a curse. You know.
All right, so let's throw this back up here real quick one more time.
I mean, Diego would be who goes first, right? He's
Yeah,
tied with all of us. Oh, or Jack too.
Yeah, well, Diego had Diego's got seniority. We'll give it to you, buddy.
All right, y'all ready?
Yeah, hold on. Let's get you back on camera.
Oh, hey,
there you go.
Look at that
Hi,
handsome,
buddy.
Look at that handsome guy.
Okay.
No, I'm married. Okay. All right, are you ready?
Jesus.
I love you, Rachel.
My wife.
My wife. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah,
This
we're
ain't
ready.
going to be no shocker to you guys here, all right?
Mm-hmm.
My first pick is the Waterford Speedbowl. And let me take. You want to guess, Fro? I know you know who I'm going to take.
No round the horn guessing. Just say your freaking picks. Let's go.
I don't want to see your racers go, and everybody got their picks.
Don't worry
in,
about
right?
what we're doing. Just do your thing.
All right, Mr. Nicholas Hovey and the SK Lights.
Jesus.
Scoring. Well, say whatever you want, Sydney. Okay. Seekonk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Sportsman, Mr. Petty. Open up the year with a win. Is that a chalk?
Chalk City, dude.
That's it. Hey,
How is that not a chalk?
listen,
I know. What are
I
you
got other
talking
picks
about?
that's not chalks, that aren't chalks. I'm coming to win. Last year I was just picking names a little bit, but not really.
Yeah,
Sid got
yeah.
lucky.
Yeah, okay.
Sid, you got lucky.
Yeah, come on.
No, you did get lucky.
I've won every pick'em
Dude.
thing I've ever been in. including your sorry ass.
Oh my
pick'ems.
God! All right, this one's going out on a small limb. You guys will appreciate this one.
Oh, looking forward to
The
it.
touring series. I'm going the wheelman race.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody? Any guesses?
Oh God, with the
Any
guesses.
Oh my
guesses?
God!
What would you
say
pick?
it?
Who would I pick on that one? Patrick Emmerling.
Woo! I didn't pick him. Trevor Catalano.
Okay.
Didn't he win that race last year? Maybe not. Maybe
He did win one of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm taking him. He's running strong. My wild card, Emma Monahan. I think we're gonna run good. And I am gonna, what is that called? I'm gonna will her to win right now. I'm gonna manifest it. Let's go, Emma.
Like we did with Rod Silk.
Oh, yeah. Nope.
Yeah.
And my last pick, and it worked well for me last week. It worked real well for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Eric Berndt. I picked Matt Clement.
Okay, that's fair.
Tay.
That's fair.
He was sitting right there, and he won, and I'm doing it again.
Yep.
That's going to be whoever's sitting there, they're going to want me to pick him the following week.
No.
So good
Don't
luck.
make getting guests on the show harder, guy.
No.
I got one for. Why does nobody ever throw in Mother Nature?
Oh, well, yeah.
No. We're not throwing any curveballs to this game, Eric.
Well, no. If you listen, if you guys all put it on number one,
yeah,
there's a chance that no rain.
Sweet. Oh, it's true. You know what? That's a good
I see
point.
what you did there.
That's awful.
I see what you did there.
Oh, so you're mad I picked you.
You know, I was unclear where that was going,
Yeah,
but
me
you know, that's
too.
a good idea. I think that's good.
I'm taking the bulldog. I don't give a shit. That's what we're doing.
Best of luck to you, Eric.
Thank you. All right, over to Jack. Let's see if we can hear him down there. What do you got, buddy? Yeah, you're good.
So, Seaconk Pro Stock, Dylan Estrella.
Mm-hmm.
For Waterford, the SK's Eric Berndt.
Oh, dude, you are.
Yeah, you're smoking.
It's over for you.
You're screwed. Yep.
For the touring series, I did the wheeling tour, Justin Monsignor.
Mm-hmm.
Good pick.
Oh, you're really chalking it up.
For one wild card, I went with the Pro Trucks for Seaconk Rick Martin.
Oh, God.
I mean, you're really chalking it up. I mean, what am I waiting
Oh,
for?
he said no. That's why he said just wait.
Yeah, I know. Really. I mean, come on.
My last wild card is the SK Lights wild card is the SK Lights at the bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Bloxham III.
Ooh, I like that pick.
Okay.
I like that pick.
Okay.
Reminator, over to you.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah, you have seniority.
Hold on. I'm changing my pick right now.
Oh my!
See,
I don't
yeah,
think
I'm talking about.
I don't think the hot seat would be happy with my pick. So I'm making you feel better.
Hold on before you go, because I think that the mic down there still had issues.
Yeah,
so,
Jack, you can get your seat back after this, man. I'm not trying to like.
So Jack's picks were Eric Berndt in the SKs. He went Dylan Estrella in the Pro Stocks, Bonsignor in the Tour Race at Monadnock, Robert Bloxham in the SK Lights at the Bowl, and Rick Martin at Seaconk in the Trucks. So
A couple
just-
chalk cities, but some,
Yeah.
I like the Bloxham pick.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much chalked it up
Yeah,
all the way through.
yeah. I was trying to give him some credit.
Nothing wrong with that. You got to get on the board. Yeah. All right, Rems, go ahead.
Okay. So I'm going for Waterford Trucks, Austin Long.
Okay.
Seaconk Sportsman, Colby Lambert.
Okay.
I'm going with Pass for our touring series, DJ Shaw. I'm staying with that.
Okay.
I'm going back
Wait
to
a minute. Is that what you picked last week?
yeah, but they didn't race.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, got it. Yeah, you're good.
So I was about to say.
Checking.
Does my pick for
Yeah, wait. So am I forced to?
No, you don't have to.
that pick still counts for us when they race that race?
No,
What?
not unless you pick it again.
Wait, hold on. So I lose a pick for the week?
Yeah,
Me and you? That's a dumb rule.
that's the way it's been the
That's
whole
a
time.
dumb-
Yeah, but you can't bring it up now.
Dude, that's a dumb rule.
That's the way it was all last year.
Right?
Oh my god.
That's the way it was all last year.
That's
Literally.
an awful rule.
No, because I believe you were like, "Oh, can I repick it? Now it got rained out."
I thought that pick still counted because they got to run the
No,
race.
you can repick it or you can ignore it.
Oh my!
It's like a push.
So that pick doesn't count
I mean,
for me.
don't
then.
act. This is see, here's the problem.
No, so I can pick Hubby again then.
You can.
Right, that doesn't count for me because that race doesn't count. I think
Correct. That's why Remy can pick DJ Shaw again.
terrible rule.
Anyway.
This is all year with him. No matter what we
no,
say, you're going to
no.
say it's a terrible
I picked
rule.
them, right? I picked them. The race is postponed 1 week.
Yeah.
Everything else ran, so that's part of the
He's
week.
awful cocky. You just like think he's going to win. The race hasn't happened yet.
No,
Why don't
because
you
then
just
I
settle
can get
down?
like multiple wins that day from other cars. I
Yeah,
get an
but
extra.
we've never done that before. You just came up all this in your head.
No,
We've never done
no.
that before, ever.
Has there ever been a sweep of the
You
weekend?
don't want me to win. I get
I
it.
came close a couple
Yeah.
times. Yeah.
Remy, ring the damn bell.
All right, can I just keep going now?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going back to Seekonk for the trucks. I'm going with Tim Bolger.
JJ's going to say, Seekonk when I get home.
And then I'm going back to Waterford for SK Lights and go with Nick Hovey. Okay?
Wow. Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right.
I suppose I'm next.
Yeah.
All right. Speedbowl. I am going with Tyler Chapman in the SK Light.
It's a good pick.
Real
It
good
is.
pick.
It
Yep,
is.
it's a good pick.
That's why I made the pick, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Jesus.
With
Smart guy.
I know we're moving on to the conch here.
Yeah.
Pro stocks. I got Bobby Pellin the third,
Okay.
winning that one. Touring, little chalk. Got to throw some chalk in there. Justin Bonsignor, Mod Tour.
I love this guy.
Okay. And Speedbowl, I'm going truck. I'm probably going to regret not picking my guy this week, but I'm going with Charlie Beal.
All right.
Yep. Oh, and for my last pick, I'm pushing on Gluchaki and Act. I still think he's got that one.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good.
All right.
The real deal. Beal gets a pick. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to go with some serious chalk. I'm going to start you off with Jason Palmer in the late models. Then we're going to go to Seekonk. Going with my boy Jake Veneta in the trucks. Derek Gluchaki in the Act. Aaron Plemons in the Streeters at the bowl. And then I'm going to go... I was going to go with my man Eric, but then you guys all jumped on him, and, I mean, clearly he's not going to win now. I apologize, but that's what these guys do to you, so I'm going to pick Flannery.
That's not true, Eric. That's not true. Eric, if you win, hey, thanks, Diego, for picking.
You got it.
This will be a telling week now. It's either going to be the Diego of old, which was not good news for you, or like he said, he tried to start a new trend with his boy Clemente, and maybe that's going to help him out.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, we have quite the doozy when it comes to pop culture minutes this week, so let's not dilly-dally.
I want to say a big thank you to Riley Generators for sponsoring the Pop Culture Minute. Sid, I heard that you were having a very interesting conversation with Daryl Keene this weekend. Would you like to tell us about it?
Yeah, so I went up to Keene and Paul Barricchio, chatted with them for a little bit, and I'm like, dude, what's up with this delicious thing? What's that all about? So he broke it down for me that it was Cedric the Entertainer, Kings of Comedy, yeah. And he's like, yeah, there's this clip about it. And he's like, Chris Meyer knows. He's got the clip. So I messaged Chris. He hooked me up. Apparently this nickname originates with Bob Phil for Daryl Crean. But Remy's got the clip. Could be some language in this, but it's worth it just to know the source of a tremendous nickname. Go ahead, Rems.
A little year older than I'm a grown-ass man. You ever realize that, player, when you realize you're a grown-ass man, just can't do little things no more. Dog, you a grown-ass man, dog, you don't play games with people, dog. You don't play. You know, black people got all these little nicknames and stuff. Y'all hear them on the shout-out. You be calling on the radio doing a shout out, talking about I won't give it up to my little homie, little pistol starter, my little dog, stomach ache. I met this brother the other day, brother named Daryl. He gonna tell me everybody call him Delicious. I said, you can just call me Delicious.
That's great.
I'm a grown-ass man, dog. Man, you ain't call no another dude Delicious.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's good,
an
right?
awesome
Yeah,
clip.
I love that even
great.
more.
If I ever go to Stafford, I'll definitely be like, "Yo, delicious." What's
Yeah,
up?
that's
Definitely.
tremendous. Yeah.
I don't like how you looked at me when you said that.
Sorry.
All right. Well, listen, speaking of next week, let's have a look-see, shall we? Now, I screwed this up last week, so I hope I come through on this.
Okay.
But it is time with our friends over at Myers Creamery to help us have a look-see at what's on tap, shall we?
Let's see it, baby. Oh, I love this.
Yes.
There's Sid going. Ooh.
All right, Blast Off weekend happening at the bowl.
Hell
You
yeah.
Got the MRS, a couple other touring series, the SK74 highlighting Sunday, Seekonk 80th opening day at Seekonk. Huh?
Wow.
And then a lot of touring stuff going on up north. You got the wheeling race at Monadnock, with Nima Lights there. Act is at Thunder Road, and Pass is at Oxford Plains. So they're both at
Drew,
their
I hope-
home tracks.
I hope Mother Nature's good to us, man, because it's a great
Yeah. Yep.
weekend of racing here, man.
Yeah, the forecast does look kind of sucky here, but
Yeah.
hopefully that will.
Fingers are crossed.
I know.
That's pretty much been every starter this year that has had a bad weekend.
Yeah.
Every track, man, it's
Yeah.
just so painful.
Right.
Looking forward to warm days in the racetrack.
Right.
Oh,
That's
they're
for-
coming too.
Yeah.
I think the forecast past this little chunk of rain. It's sunny in 70s.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on that.
Okay.
All right, let's have a look. See, let's get the live chat ready. It is time to figure out who, with our friends over at Diego, Skake It LLC.
Skake It.
That's right.
I love that place.
It's hard to pronounce correctly,
Yeah.
but we have gotten very fluid with it. Yes.
Take it, we say it right.
Okay. No better time to get out of this. Let's go.
Who are you? Who are
All right.
you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, great. So, Copsic, Copchick,
Top chick.
Julio, Brecchio, Brett Olette,
Bert.
Bert.
Hubby, and Sullivan, dual winners.
Mm-hmm.
Stafford for persevering and getting it all in
Yep.
there,
Yep.
battling Mother Nature. I'm torn. Copchick's. I'm probably going Copchick. That's a pretty big win.
That's a huge one.
Yeah, that's a legendary race to put your name on that list of winners.
Yeah, at one point in that race too, he was almost going a lap down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Got sent to the back, lost the lead late, and then got it back.
Yeah.
That was a pretty impressive win. Julio had a pretty impressive win as well,
So,
but the prestige of the Sizzler, I think, over.
Yeah. I mean, it was a big win for Kopchak, but this is nothing against Kopchak because it was a great win. And Kopchak he's great in his own right at crew chiefing, setting cars up, and driving.
Yeah.
It's like the complete package for that kid.
Yep.
And I suspect I'm actually shocked it took this long. Because he's a threat to win every race he enters. I don't care if it's the tri-track or what's happening.
Yep.
I think they just start rolling off for him now, or at least more frequently than what they have been. But I'm going to take Julio.
Okay.
I'm taking Julio. It's a great win. That division is a dog division. I mean, that was a dog fight.
Let's not forget, Kopchick also moonlights with our our guests as a teammate here now.
Yeah,
and then.
I know he
once in a
does.
while. Yeah. Rems, what do you got?
Great guy to have in your corner.
See, I'm also between Kopchick and Bert
Mm-hmm.
because Kopchick, like at the end of the Sizzler, like what was there, 9 cars left? So anyone there, good for them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just so good to see Bert back in victory lane. He got multiple podiums last year, but never made it back in victory lane.
It was a good win.
Yeah. And to see him in the car, like about to climb out, it was such a good feeling just to watch that. So I think I'll go with Bert.
It's a very heartfelt answer.
No,
I like
Yeah,
that.
it
thank
is
you.
fun to watch genuine happiness,
No, for sure.
right? I mean, to watch genuine happiness and somebody that just really appreciates it,
Yeah.
it's really fun to watch.
Yeah.
As a racer, at least, so it's
What
great.
about you, Eric?
Hands down, Kopchik.
Yeah.
And I'm not being biased about it. Just the extra stuff that has to go your way to win a race like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, yeah, okay, nine cars finished, but
Oh yeah,
you,
but
you still got to be there at the end.
That's right. It doesn't matter.
There's a lot into it that you got to have a car at the end.
For sure.
Can I mean, I know I'm a historian, but I just have to rattle that's the names that he's on this list with now, right? These are all the winners of the DeSaro, Flemke, Stevens, Evans, Troyer, Bodine,
Yeah.
Polverari, Greg Sachs, Jimmy Spencer, Brian Ross, Reggie, TC, Mike Stefanik, Jeff Fuller, Rick Fuller, Mikey Winitsko, Jan Leedy, John Blewett III, Jerry Marquis, Tony Hirschman, Doug Covey, Donnie Leah, Bobby Santos, Woody Pitcat, Ryan Priest, Patrick Emmerling, Matt Hirschman, Ron Silk.
Sick.
That's an amazing list to be on with. Yeah,
That's a Hall of Fame list.
Yeah,
Sick for an
100%.
SK Light champ.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Sick.
Yep.
Yeah. Man.
Jack,
what
what
do
you
you
said.
got?
I'm gonna go the camera crew, the Stafford camera crew, TV crew.
That's pretty good. I like that. Staying strong to his roots, and I got to tell you,
It
was brutal.
Shout out my crew, man.
It was brutal out there, and I was just standing there watching. Never mind trying to run a camera.
Yeah.
It was pretty tough. So
You guys do a good job, though. I mean, the Flow broadcast from Stafford's probably the best in the country.
Unbelievable.
yeah, it's top notch.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
All right, we got to get Rob in there to settle in so he can give us the.
You want to sit?
I mean, otherwise I don't think I'll be on straight.
Yeah.
No.
All right, Remy's just gonna film them switching seats.
Oh, yeah.
Good job by the video switcher behind the scenes. Good job, Remy.
Y'all, we were talking.
Good job.
Oh my God, I'm back in the seat. How did that happen?
Yeah.
Dude, it's that movie magic right there.
What do you call him, Sid?
What's that? Who?
What's his nickname for the day?
Oh, Frolicious.
No.
Oh, Johnny Argyle.
Johnny Argyle.
Yeah,
There
it's
he
not
is.
actually Argyle. I thought it was. It's not a true Argyle.
No, that's sweet though.
It's a nice name though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
How nice.
Yeah.
Not
All
as
right.
good as Fro.
No, obviously you can't top that. That's iconic at this point. All right. By the way, okay.
I like that.
My vote is also, I know this is, some will say it's a cornball pick, but the crew at Stafford was there for 15 hours.
Yeah.
In 40 mile per hour plus wind gusts. I cannot thank them enough. Probably put that show on. Let's get to the results, shall we?
Okay.
With one vote apiece, JJ Dance Crew.
All right, JJ made it.
Kenny, my man, CT Racing.
Mm-hmm.
Isabella Robusto. We did not talk about that at all, but she ran very solidly in the ARCA race.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said Baldwin in the chat. I don't know who that's referring to. Presumably Luke.
Luke.
Oh yeah.
Luke, he won
yeah.
his first
Won
pro
the-
late model
Yeah,
race.
won
Yep.
the car store.
Yep.
JP with one. Bert Wollett with one. By the way, I learned that's how you say his name. It's not Ouellette. It's Wollett.
Yeah.
Willett?
With
Yeah.
the W in there.
Yep.
Oh really?
Yeah. I didn't know that until this week.
Yeah.
There's no W in front of his name. The O sounds like a W.
I guess so. Yeah. But yeah, Bert Wollett with one. Stafford Crew with 5. Another shout out to y'all. But the winner, I mean, it's hard to vote against him of this week. Stephen Kopchik
Hell
winning
yeah,
the
man.
53rd Spring Sizzler.
Congratulations
Yeah.
to Kopchak, man.
Excellent. All right, everybody. Always a blast hanging out with you on Tuesday nights. That's a wrap for another edition of the Sid's View podcast. Don't forget now, we love to do reels on social media. And don't forget now, Remy is absolute internet gold. One of our favorites. Diego, give us some shout outs.
I love doing this part, Sid. I got to give a special thanks to Fowler's Auto Reckoning for the weekly update, Waddell Communications for the Nostalgia Nugget, of course, Hoosier Tyrese for the Popcorn Stat Chat, my man at Mid-State Site Development for Did You Know, Ed Marcel Firewood and Land Clearing for Viewer Mail, of course, Myers Creamery for What's on Tap, Riley's Generators for the Pop Culture Minute. What is it? Skankin' LLC for Who Won the Week? F&M Electric Supply, thanks for the chalkboard chatter. Of course, Monaco Ford for the results ticker. talking Northeast trucking off-road for my favorite, the weekly pick'ems. Seacock Grand Prix. Special thanks for firing up the hot seat. Got to give a special shout out to the Bulldog, Eric Berndt. Thank you for joining tonight, man. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you for having us.
Hell yeah, man. Eric's a great dude. Last but not least, Vault Productions for this kick-ass studio. I know I say it every week, but I hope you guys know I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the live chat. Thanks for being members, and thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
All right, next week, hopefully we'll be talking Blast Off, Seaconk, opener. We'll go all over it then. See you later.
Yeah, baby.